Hey guys, my name's Josh. I've been a professional bat maker for 7 years. Today I'm going to be reacting to a few videos of people breaking their cricket bats and hopefully providing a little bit of insight. I found these videos on the internet and let's get stuck in. So first one, David Boone, back in the day. Which one do you catch? So it's gone just below the base of the splicer. It looks like it had a bit of storm damage or just a bit of a shake in there. And yeah, he middled that. It still went for 4 as well. So even with a broken bat, David Boone absolutely whacks him, like strutting off with 2 pieces. Watching the replay, and yeah, he mooses it. Just the bat almost goes to the circle. Which one do you catch? I remember this one happening. I was watching live. I was just like, the umpire's having a look, but I was so confused. Watching him, he slides his stick, it's stuck and then stuck in his pad. And then like, it's broken. You can see it's broken. Like the handle's sideways. So it's definitely broken. But, you know, like he kept using it. I remember the game. Just snaps it back into place. That's the dodgiest thing I've ever seen in a cricket bat. There's no way you can just slot your handle back in like that. No way at all, and keep using it. If it breaks, it breaks the actual cane of the handle. So like, there's no way of just like putting it back like that. No way at all. So there's definitely something strange going on there. Even if you get a broken handle, it can happen like at different points depending on where your hands are. So it can be higher or lower. Sometimes it's quite low down where the shoulders are. Usually it's a little bit higher. So, but it'll break through this way. Even if it's sort of like the front part of the cane where the splits are, you can see just there. Even if it's just like that third or even less sometimes, it doesn't snap. It doesn't tend to snap all the way through. It'll just be that front part. And I'm guessing what happened there was that front part was already broken, and then he's gone over it with his knee and it's really cracked it. So once it's broken, it's broken. There's no like slotting it back in. It's very fibrous in there, so you can't actually just slot it back and it's okay. You actually have to replace it. So you literally need to cut out another V and splice in a new handle. There's no other way to do it. You can glue it 100,000 times. It's always going to come apart because there's so much pressure on that point going back and forward every time you hit a ball. So next one's Dale Steyn to Maxwell. I think it's similar to yeah, see, that's a split in the handle. It's a little bit lower, but it's gone all the way through. Like, there's no way he's just putting that back into place like that. Well, Dale Steyn, absolute heat. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't broken more bats than just a couple that you've seen on TV. That one breaking through the handle like that, there's so much pressure going through there. And it's likely to be broken before, but just, it snapped it completely. And you can see how low that broke as well. It's split the shoulders. You can have issues there putting that back together, so that's a really good break. Cummins, Boland and Munro. More heat. Oh, sort of got onto a half volley, hit real low on the bat, and just, it snapped it right in half. So again, storm damage, probably shakes. Like, storm damage is so hard to identify in a cricket bat. It's literally tiny little micro cracks you can see running across the bat. And sometimes you can't even pick them up. I know I can't really pick them up until you get a finished product, and you can see them. But even then, like, if you have a lot of them, they tend to survive a little bit better. But if you have small little amounts, that's sort of what happens. So it's kind of interesting with storm damage. It literally is little micro cracks from when a tree is growing, and if it's windy, the tree, especially at the top, blows, and because it's rigid, right? So every time it sort of goes to the side, it'll bend, and that's where the little micro cracks come. As a bat maker, you should be able to determine which is which, but storm damage bats do tend to perform better than regular bats, so it's one of those funny ones where they don't last as long, but sometimes they're even better. Another one for Maxwell. This is an Indian test match. I've heard the story of this one through the YouTube video, which I can link above. Wow. Yadav just wrecks it. It hit up near the splice as well, so like there's a lot of pressure there anyway, and I know that over time there's a pressure point in the back of bats underneath the splice that like a lot of bats do have it, even if it's under stickers and you don't see it. It can happen because it is a natural product, and like the amount of balls people hit with bats, that there's definitely going to be damage over time, and that's just a build up there on the back of the bat. And he's obviously just copped one that's absolute heat. He's copped in the wrong area, and the bat's shattered. So, like, I know from the video that Maxwell knew the bat was going, but a couple of balls into one of the day's play, and just hit the wrong spot and done. Shot backed up. How good's the run up? Definitely would not like to face shot. The fully, yeah, and it snapped the toe. Yeah, quality. Again, it could be storm damage. Like it tends to be a lot of these sort of breakages. That stick looked like it broke literally through the middle. Usually it happens high near the splice where there's that little bit of a pressure point. It's a little bit looser, but yeah, straight through the middle. Bit of an interesting one. Afghanistan. I've worked with these boys a little bit. They're good lads. A bit wide of the crease and bat just goes flying everywhere. Like it does happen. Yeah. Bats are still natural products. It's still a piece of wood. So, end of the day, this stuff does happen and it can happen. Again, like it can be to do with dryness or storm damage, or like basically with moisture. Moisture holds the wood together, so it's water that gets in the molecules of everything, so clings all the wood together. Once you take that out, there's nothing really holding the wood together, so it can happen that way. It can be dry. Storm damage never helps. Oh. It just goes flying. It's almost like he flicked it. Yeah, it looks like he almost toed that and it split through the bottom of the toe, which can happen as well. Like, there's probably, in that instance where it goes flying off the toe, it tends to be like there's a little crack there before that he hasn't noticed or taped up or tried to deal with or not deal with. And yeah, it's just hit the wrong part of the bat at good pace as well. That was pretty sharp. And Yorker damage is so bad for bats. If you're trying to hit Yorkers hard, good chance you'll do damage to bats, especially modern bats, especially square toe bats. That's a little bit old school, but like, it can happen. Kemar Roach back in the heyday, bowling rockets. Oh no, it's bowled him too. Did the ball go through the bat and hit the stump? Like, did it hit the bat first, go through it, and hit the stump? Or did he jam down on it? I think he jammed the ground, and like he hit the ground and the bat snapped back. But the ball was already through it. Like, it looked like the bat and the stump broke at the same time. I think I remember that. Like, he was on 98 or something at the time. Oh, poor bloke. Yeah. The ball's through. Like, he wasn't doing anything. That's nothing. Getting bowled has nothing to do with the bat there. But unfortunately, like, obviously a few runs there. But Kemar Roach bowling absolute rockets. Halfway down the wicket and it's almost definitely storm damage. It's gone through the back there. It's sort of where the splice opens up, and that's sort of the pressure point there. So you can see it actually split down and then all the way through. Unfortunate, like it can happen, especially if it's dry. It'll just go through, so definitely a bit unfortunate. McCullum. It's hit so low on the bat too, and it still rockets off. Both are, yes. Story with both is one. I actually I fixed that one a little bit before Big Bash, so I just cleaned it up. And I did notice that, and I did have to tell him that, you know, this one might not go that well. And then on TV, snap. It already had damage through that spot. So when you clean it up, you can sort of like put a little bit of glue in it but it doesn't do anything. It's so much pressure, because if you're thinking every time you hit a ball, it's going that way. So it just opens it up. This one's from Big Bash, Nick Madsen. Remember this one vividly. Was at the game and just he got in the wrong spot and it popped off the back. It just hits high. And there's obviously some damage there anyway from beforehand, and off it comes. Just, it's a whole piece. And I'm lucky enough that I actually own this bat now, because Matto gave it to me a couple of years after it happened. And it sits on my wall. It's been sitting on my wall for a while. I've got some shrink wrap on it, but let me open it up. This thing, and he signed it for me. Like, we used to do some work with Matto in terms of repairs when he played for New South Wales. This is going to fall off. So that's that one from the video. Yeah, so it actually hit somewhere up here at the top of the bat, and because there was damage at the bottom here, it just popped off. So there's the other piece that went flying towards Jordan Silk. A big bat, actually. Toe damage. Yeah, Sunil Narayan, toe damage. Can happen to anyone. If you're going hard, square toes, balls usually win. It's nothing to do with bat softness or blah blah blah. If you're going hard, if you're going hard and you're going to toe one, good chance you're going to do some damage to the toe of your bat. So it's easy in theory, but either try and come through really straight, so you're not hitting the corner of the bat, or don't use square toes. And if you're doing T20 practice, which, like, even the New South Wales boys used to do T20 practice on Tuesdays, and I had standing appointments with a whole bunch of them on Wednesdays, because they just break bats trying to hit Yorkers out of the park. Seen this one a few times because I'm a bit of a snuff, definitely. Luke Wright banging a boundary for 4, and he's basically got just the handle. But yeah, it's split. That's a weird one where it split through and then went up. Probably just joined up with a grain and went up the towards the shoulder. Classic. Still goes for 4 as well. Yeah. No, quality shot. Quality shot. He middled it. Like, what else can you do? One of the most famous incidents of a broken bat is Michael Carberry during the Ashes a few years ago now, but Ryan Harris steaming in. And, yep. Completely destroyed. I watched this a million times anyway. Just hanging there, just chilling. Like, George Bailey walks over and, yep, that's broken, mate. Better get another one. Chucks on the ground, yeah. Proper. You can see again, like, a lot of these are kind of similar because they're similar issues. It's either dryness or a bit of storm damage, maybe. Good chance it was broken a little bit through the back. You can see sort of sometimes that they have a little bit of a crack just underneath here. So probably what happened, and then it just hit the wrong spot. So just holding onto the slow-mo's great. And just the sticker doesn't break. The sticker's the strongest part of it. Seen this one a few times. Zamper slips, doesn't get back. Trouble. Then bang. And he's lost the bat. Oh. It shouldn't happen. It would have been broken before that happened. I know he got fined for this as well. If you hit your bat on the ground like that, it should never break like that. Ever. So it's definitely broken already at some stage. And it would have broken anyway, the first ball he hit, if he'd not been run out. So a bit unlucky for Zamps there. Like, he's been fined for hitting his bat on the ground. And the equipment's essentially faulty because the handle's broken. But wow. Very unfortunate. Big Watto. Just snaps over his shoulder. Gonna need another one, hey? Not snapping that back into place. He hit some hard Watto, and he hit that one towards the toe as well, so a bit of extra pressure going through the handle when he hit the ball. Looks like an old favourite too. And he slaps it, and then hits him on the back of the shoulder. Yeah, he pretty much towed it as well, so like, there's just so much force between the whole thing. It's pretty easy fix though. It's just a rehandle. Like, that's not that bad. A lot of the other ones where the wood itself breaks in half, it's just, you cannot get them back. So, bit of firewood. But Watto's one easy fix. You literally cut that handle out. You cut the V. You stick another handle in, and it's fine. Perfect. Back to new. Craig Simmons. Oh, Binger's bomb, heat. Of course, Yorker, like, there's probably something wrong with the handle anyway at that stage before he's hit the ball. But as you hit it, imagine the stick just goes flying, just holding on to absolutely nothing. And Binger's trying to, like, really win. Classic. It's pretty much a Yorker, and he just jams it. And it just goes, oh. That'd be the worst feeling. Bit of IPL. Trying to hit Yorkers too hard, man. Dive. You're missing a lot of length there with no stick. He tries to flick it, it just goes. That was a bat maker reacting to a few broken little cricket bats. Unfortunate for those pieces of wood. I'm sure those players got free extra ones, so not a big deal. Subscribe for a bit more. Let me know in the comments what you think. What else you want to see? What else do you want to see around the shop? Just let me know. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.